welcome back this man as well, whose work we all know and enjoy from the league back in the day on FX, and also from so many animated features that my kids would be so excited that I'm meeting Gunter from Sing, and then Professor Poopy Pants from Captain Underpants, and then many of the adults out there would be thrilled to know that Douche from the Sausage Party is right here on the show as well. The man with range and the co-creator and writer from Netflix's Big Mouth, Nick Kroll. Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you as well.
Did I nail that intro?
You did. I mean, it's
Okay.
what a storied career it's been.
You have range.
I do. It is fun. It is so funny to think. I do like one thing I'll do, and we could do it afterwards if you want. Is I'll for friends I'll do a voice memo of Gunter.
I'm taking it
for the kids.
I will do that. I will take you up on that.
Yeah.
My kids loved Sing.
Thank you.
Immensely.
I take full credit for it.
You should.
Now it's so I actually really love that movie too. It's very sweet and cool and yeah, it was great. It was very weird.
How often do you get, hey, my kids loved Sausage Party? Did you get that?
You know, you'd be surprised.
Oh, come on
now. Well, you know, it's
that
like
movie was so wrong it was right.
Yes, it's so dirty. It's the second time I've played a douche.
That's right. Of course.
I was on Parks and Recreation.
So you've done it on network television though. That's an accomplishment.
I've been on the silver screen, on the small screen. I've been a douche. And I think, let's be honest, on the league, I was week to week I was a real douche.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, no, it's been, it's what a storied career. But no, it's great. I honestly do love being able to do stuff that are specifically just for kids and then stuff that, you know, goes into more adult territory.
So now that the league has been done, by the way, I can't believe it's 3 years. Do you still do fantasy football, or you just did it for the show? Or
you know, we had a league in the league, so all the guys and ladies involved with the show, we were in the league. And then, to be honest, I haven't played since. I get random like people asking on Twitter if I want to join their league, and I'm like, I don't want to join some random people's league. But then I'm like, none of my friends have ever asked me to join their league.
Are you serious?
I've never been asked to join a league, and now I think I've figured out how to live a life without being in a fantasy league.
Now, I was just saying, because sometimes if you're just doing it for work, or you're doing something about something, you don't want to do it recreationally at all. Like
that's I think that's sort of what happened. Was like we did it. It was fun while we were shooting the show, and then when I was done, I was like, I think I'm out. I think I'm ready.
Your friends have not invited you. What the hell's that?
I don't know. I feel like you might be in a league with some of my buddies.
Which ones?
I don't know. I feel like there's like I want to say there's like a Wriggle league and stuff like that.
No, Wriggle hasn't invited me because I think he's a little afraid. I'll be honest with you.
How many leagues are you in right now?
I'm in 3 leagues. I'm in one with my poker buddies that I want to win desperately.
More than any of the other ones.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, because look, this sounds like an episode of the league.
Yeah.
Another one is a charity celebrity one with Jerry Cantrell of Alice in Chains. And then another one is one that I just randomly entered with my kids online.
Oh, wow.
On ESPN.
How are you doing on that one?
We're doing pretty well.
Do they weigh in?
They do weigh in. And on occasion, I will veto their weighing in. Like, it's funny. Like, even if it's just for kids, you know, I still have to.
Yeah, I jumped out. I jumped out just as like all of the more like FanDuel, all of those things. Sure. Are they still? Are those still popular week to week?
Probably not as prevalent as when you
right as we were leaving. That was like blowing up, and then I feel like maybe it settled down a little.
Exploded.
Yes, literally. But yeah, I haven't played. But I think the league is now on Hulu. It was off all streaming services,
right?
And now it's back on Hulu. So if people want to watch me be just one of the most acidic, awful human beings on the planet, they can go check that out.
We call that a hero, Nick.
Yeah, that's a hero, exactly. And then there's also, of course, Netflix's Big Mouth. We'll get to that in a second here with Nick Kroll. Uncle Drew, you were in Uncle Drew.
Yes.
What was it like being around all those NBA players doing comedy?
It was the most fun. It was like I got a call being like, "Do you want to go be in this basketball movie?" It's Uncle Drew, based on the the Kyrie Irving web shorts, and I was like, I thought those were super funny. I think and they were like, "You want to be in that movie with Chris Webber and Shaq and Lisa Leslie and Nate Robinson and Reggie Miller?" And I was like, yeah, I want to hang out with all of those people. And I want to talk smack, and I want to because I was at the Reggie Miller, I was a Knicks fan growing up. I was at the Knicks Pacers games I was at that game when Reggie went off
on Spike and the Knicks.
Yeah,
and all of New York.
Yeah, I was there, and I was like, you know, a kid watching my dreams crumble in front of me. So to be on the bench as the opposing coach, watching Reggie try to heat up and not hitting some threes and just be smacking away. It was so fun, and that was, you know, that was last summer. Kyrie, the trade had just gone down. It was a fascinating time to be around someone who was so deeply at the center of the basketball universe, and then for me, just being able to hang out with Shaq. I mean, I'm sure you've hung out with.
Yeah.
He is. There's certain people who you're like, well, you're so talented, so you get to, you know, people are interested in what you have to say, but he's deeply charismatic. Like, there's something about that guy, and he was really sweet and nice and would happily chat with me, or he'd chat with a PA or whoever. He's was
remarkable.
He really is.
He is. I know. I mean, he's one of my favorite people I've gotten to meet in this business.
Yeah, me too. I really like. He's also like. He's scaled up like 25%. You know how you can like scale a photo? You drag the corner and it just like makes it like the same. He's like scaled up version of a regular sized person. And I think it's just that, like, I think it's a dude who's been that large his whole life.
Right.
Is trying to figure out how to put a room at ease from like probably the age of 10 on. And he's gotten incredibly good at it.
Interesting. That's an interesting way to look at it. Nick Kroll here on the show. So did you give Reggie the satisfaction of telling him that you were in the house for that moment?
I did, and he got a real kick out of it. Yeah.
Why did you feed that beast? Why would you do that?
It was sort of like, I was like, you know, because for me it was just like, I gotta be honest with you, man. I was at that game, and he was just like, oh, you know, for him it's a pleasant memory. I don't know if I'd drop the same on Patrick. On Patrick Ewing, I'd probably leave him alone. But it was really fun, and I got to play a little ball. I mean, not well, but I got to play a little bit with those guys. And
now you did do that, because I know you played high school basketball.
Yeah.
Did you really get out there and do these pickup games?
You know, in the end of the movie, we get in the game, me and Rel, but we got in there and we had some free play. And I have like a moment where I have a breakaway layup, and Kyrie wanted to block it, and he didn't get it. And I was like, I scored, you know, to say I scored on Kyrie would be extending it. But then I was like, all right, I'm feeling good. Let's go play some D. And I tried to D up Kyrie. And that might have been a mistake.
Did he cross you over?
You know, I didn't fall down. I take great solace in, like, he didn't break my ankle. I didn't fall down.
Okay.
He did manage to get by me. And dunk on me, just maybe.
Okay.
But it was so fun. It was great. I mean, it's just like, it was just a dream to be able to get on the court with those guys, and even to play with them, but to just be on the court when you see what they're doing. Because then we had all these other dudes who were all like college players, who were all the extras, and other guys. And when you're that close to those folks, watching them play, and then watching like Kyrie, you know, you watch him do like layups, you watch the spin he's putting on things. He's doing some scientific like geometry stuff that's unbelievable. And you're watching like Lisa Leslie watch him, and you're watching these pros like learn from each other. Was really cool. And Chris Webber in this movie is straight up hilarious. He is so funny in this movie. And he was another guy for me, because I came up watching that Fab Five team was.
Yeah, I'm in Michigan. That's my school.
Oh, wow. So that must have been.
I watch, you know how you watch sporting documentaries or sporting events over again. Every time, I hope that he doesn't call the timeout.
I know.
And he does every time.
He does it every time.
But it's a shame that is what, obviously, you know, Nick, that gets brought up, because what he has done since then and how he handled that moment.
Yeah.
And he is straight up really hilarious.
He is. He's so funny in the movie, and he was another guy who I really truly enjoyed. Like, and I'd never met him before, and I had no sense of him. And you have in your head, it's like, oh, Chris Webber, like, what is he gonna? And you hung out. I hung out with him, and he's incredibly kind, nice, warm, thoughtful, in whoever he talked to. And I'm telling you, the performance is bananas. And also in the movie, they poke fun. They're like, don't call any timeouts. Like, he has a sense of humor about it all. Which is, you know, and they go after Shaq for the free throws. It's fun.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Big Mouth. Nick Kroll, you and a great cast, John Mulaney, Mantzoukas, who obviously has some league DNA in him as well. Maya Rudolph, Jordan Peele, Fred Armisen. I mean, I could keep going on. Jenny Slate. What do you enjoy about this show on Netflix?
Well, it's based on me and my best friend from childhood, Andrew Goldberg, and when we were 13, going through puberty, and Andrew got just whacked over the head with puberty, and I was a late bloomer, and so it started there, and then it became, we built it out with our friends, all these boys and girls at different stages of it, and then also like, you know, all the stuff that comes along with puberty, like hormone monsters, the ghost of Duke Ellington, of course.
I don't remember that from my high school experience.
Yeah,
I remember the ghost of Duke Ellington.
Yeah, the ghost of Duke Ellington, it was voiced by Jordan Peele. We visited a house when I was a kid that was at one point owned by Cole Porter, and so I was like, oh, that would be funny to have the ghost of Duke Ellington. He's so funny, and it's just crazy. It's just like this really very, I think, honest, super dirty portrayal of what it's like to go through puberty, sort of nostalgically looking back, but it's current day. So it's really what kids are going through every day, about the feelings and emotions that you have and desires and stuff like that, and how do you navigate it. And you know, the second season just came out, and because it's on Netflix, it can be bananas. I mean, it's just crazy.
Well, which leads to a question I don't ever really ask a guest. Who inspired the voice of the hormone monster?
Andrew, my Andrew called me one day and was just like, so we have this idea for, like, you know, this kind of like hormone monster, because they were talking about amongst their friends of like, you know, you have that thing there's that thing that's like a hormone monster. They're like, yeah, it's a hormone monster. He said to me, like, we have this idea for a hormone monster, and I just immediately was like, touch yourself, Andrew. And it felt like, it's not based on anybody. A lot of people online have said that it's Will Arnett or Diedrich Bader.
That did sound very Arnett-y.
Yeah, I mean, I love both of those guys. They're both incredible talents.
Yeah.
I couldn't have thought less about either of them in doing the voice.
Right.
It's really, in a way, based on, I did a character on Kroll Show named Nash Ricky, who was like an 80s metal band who had a song. His big hit was called L.A. Deli. And it was just all about the delis around LA. If you want to go out, it's a great, go on YouTube, check out LA Deli. But so it was Nash Ricky was kind of a Bret Michaels kind of character.
Okay.
And that's where the Hormone Monsters voice came from. And then I do the coach Steve, who's like the gym coach, who's never quite matured. Lola, this tank of a girl.
How does that gym coach sound like?
He's like, oh, you know, I don't know how to read. You know, we all had the like gym coach. He was like a nice, sweet guy, but you know, never quite progressed too far beyond coaching middle school basketball.
Yeah.
And he's deeply illiterate. He's also the sex ed teacher, it turns out.
Oh,
yeah.
That's not very good.
No, it's maybe a commentary on the state of sexual education here in this country.
Oh my gosh. Big Mouth, co-creator, writer, star, Nick Kroll. I'm going to definitely take you up on doing a Gunther voice for my kids.
You got it. No problem.
That's so great.
Yeah.
You guys need to see Sing. You guys don't have children. Did you not see Sing? McConaughey.
No. McConaughey is amazing.
Did you ever? Now you guys record this stuff separately.
We
right?
recorded separately. I saw him at the premiere at Toronto, and I met him briefly. I was like, "Hey, man." He's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And he was nice enough, but like just like meeting 20 people. I'm sure he looked at my face, thought I was an agent, and then and then a couple minutes later, he comes up to me and goes, "Hey, man, you're Gunther." And I go, yeah. And he did some line back to me. He's like, "You piggy power." And I was just like, he's like, you're my kids love you. And it was just so cool. And then I got an email from him, and he signs off his emails, play live. I loved it.
Wow, of course he does.
Play live.
Play live.
Not J.K. Levin.
Wanted J.K.
Levin.
There's that too. That's how he signed our board.
Yeah.
J.K. Levin.
Play live.
Well, I guess Stream Live is the only segue I could have. Right
I like it. It works for me.
On Netflix this Friday, Big Mouth Season 2. Come back, Nick Kroll.
I shall.
Please do.
Please.
At Nick Kroll on Twitter. Check him out.
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.